Hi, and welcome to the channel. If you have DIY'd your Squarespace website or you're considering doing that, you're going to want to watch today's video because I'm going to share with you one of the most common yet easily fixable mistakes I see folks making on their websites every day. But before I reveal that, if we haven't met yet, I'm Meg. I'm a Squarespace web designer and the founder of Floating Lotus Design. And from the background behind me, I'm also a yoga and meditation teacher. So let's cut to the chase. One of the most common mistakes I see that can affect both your user's experience as well as your SEO has to do with how you're handling images and text. I'm going to go over to my demo site and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right, here we are over in my demo site. And the issue I want to bring to your attention today is how you use text with images on your website. Now, we all know that using tools like Canva are just a boon for helping you create graphics for your website and social media, and you can create some really wonderful things there. But the problem I'm seeing is a lot of folks creating graphics for their website with images and their text combined. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. What I have here is a banner image that I've uploaded that I created in Canva with the text Great Lakes Adventure Retreats. So this whole thing together is an image. It looks nice, right? Here's another example. Same thing, different color scheme. Again, I've uploaded this image with the text already on it. There's problems with this, however. The first is that because this text is a part of the image, it can't be read by the search engines as the heading that you want it to be, so an H1 heading. This is something that can impact your SEO. Because as Google or other search engines are trying to read your site and index it and figure out what's going on this page or what's happening on the site, it doesn't recognize this as text. It recognizes it as a part of the image. So you're losing out on that ability to tell the search engines that you have a properly structured heading in your page. A second problem that can arise is colors that you've chosen. So in this example here, you'll see I've got a palish charcoaly colored font here. It doesn't look too bad, but it's not a high contrast. Scrolling down, that same color on this purple background makes it even more difficult to read. And why I bring this to your attention is that the contrast of your fonts and the colors on your website matter from an accessibility standpoint. Now, I'll be doing a separate video, and when it's ready, I'll link it up above, that speaks to color contrast and accessibility more in depth. But what you want to be aware of is when you layer this as part of the image, you have no ability to edit it within Squarespace to adjust the contrast or the color of this text. You're stuck with it. So if it's not a good contrast, this can affect your accessibility. And this next issue, which I think is very important and is what I think people don't realize when they're including text as a part of their image, relates to mobile responsiveness. And this can really impact your user's experience. And if your user experience isn't good, well, that's not going to help your SEO or your rankings as well with the search engines. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. I'm going to show you this not by going to the mobile editor screen first. I'm just going to adjust the size of the screen by dragging my cursor over here. And look what happens to the text as I gradually make the screen size smaller and smaller. And look what's happening to the text here. It's not adjusting for the size of the screen getting smaller. So you're losing this text, you're losing this heading. Same thing happens down here below. So let's expand this out. And I'll show you the same thing in mobile editor. You'll see it a little bit more clearly. When we go into that, you lose some of that text. So it's not responsive. Now with the ubiquitousness of, wow, that was a big word, of mobile devices and people looking at things on their phones more than ever, having a good mobile experience is extremely important. And if people come to your site and a lot of your heading, the important information you want to get across right off the bat is cut off, you're going to lose them. It looks unprofessional. It doesn't come across well at all. And if folks cannot read through your site, they can't even scroll back and forth to actually see what this is. You're going to lose potential customers. And this is one of the major issues that I see with this that is so easily fixed. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So let's go back to the desktop view. The simplest thing you can do is to not put text on your images. Upload your images and then add your text later. And I'll show you what I mean down here below. So here's an example where I have uploaded an image separately and then added a text block on top of it and typed in using heading 1, because in this example, I'm using it as a banner for a page. I've used my heading 1 setting. I've got a very strong, high contrast font, and it's easily read. And as you'll see here, as we go to mobile view, you can see now that, as it has gotten into a mobile view, is now automatically formatted and adjusted for mobile view. But within Squarespace, I can also tweak that a little bit if I want to. Maybe I want to bring this down a little bit. Maybe I want to bring it up. Depending on how you want it to look, I can adjust the size of the section. So this makes it easy for you to make slight tweaks to your mobile layout versus your desktop layout that will ensure a much better experience for your visitors. And also don't forget that now that you have the text as a heading 1, as I'll show you here, and it's separate, the search engines will be able to read this text and recognize it as an H1 heading and understand the structure of your page, and that will help with your SEO results. So as you see, it's a really simple mistake to make, but also one that's really simple to fix. And the beauty of Squarespace's Fluid Engine Editor now is that you have the ability to layer elements like images and text and shapes together to create beautiful designs like you can do in Canva, but in a way that doesn't hinder your user's experience or how the search engines see you from an SEO perspective. And the fact that you can separately tweak your mobile layout versus your desktop layout really gives you the flexibility to have your website pages looking just perfect for your users. And don't forget that little tidbit about color contrast and accessibility. There's going to be more to come on that soon.